Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, when our first guest moved to Portland in 2001, she kept a detailed diary of interactions with friends and housemates, including Colin Meloy, before he made it big with the Decemberists and before they fell in love. She turned that diary into an illustrated memoir. We welcome the author of 1 Week in January, Carson Ellis. Great to have you with us.
It's great to be here.
Okay,
Thanks.
let me ask you, you're going through a box of old letters and memorabilia, keepsakes, that kind of stuff, and you come across this diary. What did you find out about it? Did you even remember you had done this?
I did not remember. I must have been looking for something else in this box because I just hadn't seen this thing in like 20 years. And it was 8 single-spaced pages, no paragraphs, just like dense text. And I didn't really know what it was. And I read it and it was clear that it was a diary or a journal.
Right.
But not like a diary or a journal where I'm talking about emotions or what I'm going through. It was really more like a catalog of everything.
Right. I got up this morning. I had my cereal and banana. Yeah, got it. So very step to step to step.
Yeah.
But you wondered why you did it, and a friend had to remind you of why you'd written that diary for a week.
Yes, that's true. So I emailed my friend who's in it a lot. Her name is Emily. And I was like, I found this weird journal where I just wrote down everything I did for a week and everyone I talked to and everything I ate. And I don't know why. And she was like, I remember. And she said, you were worried about your memory. I was 25 at the time, but I have a bad memory. I had a bad memory then too. And she said, you were worried about your memory and it was some sort of like memory exercise. You were trying to boost it somehow by keeping track of all this stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, so she rememed, but I did not.
Oh, that's so great. Okay, so why did you decide to publish it and add your illustrations on top of that?
Well, I read it, and despite it being a bit boring, like dry, I also thought it was funny. I thought it was funny how boring it was. I thought it was sort of moving to see this very clear picture of myself at 25.
Right.
Like it was so long ago. And you were
actually, even though you're living in a small 350-foot space in a warehouse above your friends who are living below, right? It really is, you're doing well as an artist, actually. I mean, you're doing work. You're making work as an artist.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's like the start of it. Like you can see the start of it.
It's the start of it. But I have to clarify that none of the things that I'm working on in this during the course of this week, I'm getting paid for.
Yeah.
You know, it's all me just kind of like experimenting and drumming stuff up. So I'm an artist with a creative practice for sure, but I'm not a working artist yet. And
Colin gets mentioned almost every other sentence. Your now husband.
Yeah.
At the time,
he
not.
does.
Tell me about that.
Well, he was my friend from college, and we were very close friends, but you know, just friends.
Right.
And he was a big reason why I moved to Portland. This journal was actually, it documents my very first week in Portland. So I've just moved up from San Francisco to hang out with a bunch of my college friends who have moved from Missoula, Montana to Portland, and he's my best friend of all of them. And we're just kind of inseparable friends at the time, soon to become sweethearts. We're kind of on the cusp of that at this point.
But during this week, he's got somebody else he's interested in.
Oh, yes.
But you're still doing you go out with him, you go to the store, you pick up beer, you come back.
Yeah.
You go out to bars.
Yeah, this makes me sound kind of like a tool, but
no, I think everyone could go back to when they were 25 and say the same thing.
I had some other boyfriends too, and he was dating a lot of other people, and it was just a time in my life where everybody was sort of dating everybody else.
Yeah.
And everybody's feelings were probably really hurt all the time, but we were just kind of having all these messy, painful romantic relationships.
Yeah. I love that he, in this diary, you see how he valued your opinion, because he's playing you his songs that he's written, and you're working on something together, right? So he values your talent.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
I think that was a big part of what drew us together so closely as friends, is that we were very creatively kindred.
Yes, absolutely. So what does he think of you taking this diary and publishing it with your illustrations, which are incredible, by the way?
Thank you. I don't know what he thinks about it. He has said that he likes it.
Yeah.
When I first read him this weird journal that I found in a box, we both laughed a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was funny and it was bizarre to be brought back to that time so clearly. And then I don't think initially he totally understood turning it into a book. I just had a vision for it that no one around me really understood.
Right.
But I think sometimes the best projects happen that way. People don't get it and you're like, just trust me. I
Yeah.
have an idea. And
Yeah.
now that it's done, he loves it and he
Oh,
says
that's
nice
great.
things about it. Yeah.
Are there things that you look back and you wish you weren't doing? I'm thinking you talk about the alcohol, the cigarettes.
Yeah, there's so much smoking in it. Sure, yeah. If
I
I
think
was to
even
go back in time, I would certainly tell myself to stop smoking
stop
so many
smoking.
cigarettes. And I would certainly not have listened to myself. Because
You wouldn't. Colin at one point in your journal talks about you not ever having money with you.
yeah, no, I didn't have any money at the time. I was just mooching
Yeah.
off my friends. I moved to Portland with a little money that I had made in San Francisco. I was a cocktail waitress. I saved up some money. I came to Portland. I spent it. And then I just was unemployed until I couldn't be unemployed anymore. And then I got a job. But in that period of time, especially when I first moved to Portland, I was just being a mooch.
Right. Okay, tell me about how this book kind of changed your life. Did it, publishing it, sorry, not republishing, but publishing it, did it reconnect you with the people that you talk about in your journal?
Yeah, it did. A lot of the people, most of the main players in that book, they're sort of like main characters, people
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out with all the time. I'm still in touch with all of them. So it didn't per se put me back in touch with them, but it did give me a reason to reach out to them and sort of reconnect, and it was sweet,
Yeah.
you know? Like I said, my memory is really bad, so I had to reach out to people and be like, help me remember.
Yeah.
I don't
Did
remember.
they all, what do they think of the book?
I actually don't know everybody. So especially the main people in it, I
Yeah.
sent them all an early manuscript and I said, like, I just want you to read this and
Right.
make sure it's okay for me to put your name in it. And they said it was. And my friend Emily told me that she really loves it and thinks
Oh,
it's
that's
beautiful.
so great.
And I don't know about the other friends I haven't heard from them yet.
Now, as a writer, how did you feel about your writing style?
I think it's interesting. Like it's really sort of spare and dispassionate.
Right.
Like I don't reveal very much about what I'm feeling. It's really just the facts. But I do think that I was trying to do something literary in a way. Like I feel like it's kind of stylized and I sort of like it. If I didn't like it, there are aspects of it that I think are very cringy that I don't love, but I left them in anyway just because it felt like,
The truth.
what's the point
Right.
if you're not going to really show who you were when you
Exactly.
were 25?
Exactly.
But for the most part, I kind of like the writing.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
And where are you now? You're happily married. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there have been ups and downs, but you're happily married.
Always
Yeah.
ups and downs.
Yes,
Yeah, but
looking
I
at
am-
this beautiful wedding picture. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Oh.
No, and here's another picture.
That's sweet.
What do you love most about Colin?
Oh my gosh, that's such a weird
Clearly, he was
question.
he was at the younger time a great guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
That's what I get.
I think he was a great guy. We fought a lot.
Look, he loves animals. How do you not love him?
I can't believe that picture is going to be on TV. I think I love everything about him.
Yeah.
And there's so much that drives me crazy too. But he's an amazing dad. He's a sweet guy. He's super funny, super smart.
Yeah.
He's very cute, and he's incredibly talented
Yeah.
person.
And you have two wonderful kids as well.
And we have 2 wonderful kids.
That's awesome. You have a book event, and it is tomorrow. It is at 7 o'clock at Powell's, on, as we said, with Colin's going to be with you?
Yeah,
So I guess he can.
Colin hour.
No, it's your hour.
Thank you.
Colin is with you. It's your book and your art. It's incredible. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You
This
bet.
was fun.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.